Good afternoon, friends. A short video to help you as you get ready and as we all get ready for our return to worship in person on Sunday, April 4th, which also happens to be Easter Sunday. I'm starting outside, as you will too, and you'll be wearing your mask. So let's go inside. And I want to tell you that I'll take my mask off once we get inside so that it's a little easier to understand. The good news is we begin to return to worship in person on the 4th of April. But in order to accomplish that, we're only allowed to have 30 people in our worship space at any given service. So you'll need to start calling into the church office on Monday, March 29th. You'll need to do that every Monday morning for the following Sunday as we worship. When you talk to Christine, she'll have a couple of questions for you. Number one, do you have a fever? Have you been sick? Have you had COVID? Are you suffering from anything? If you answer yes to those, you might not be able to be in worship on that Sunday, but we'll keep you in mind. Assuming you answer no to all of those, that you're all healthy and well, Christine will put you on the list. It's good to have your name written in the book, don't you think? So on Sunday, when you get here at either the 10:30 or the 8:30 or the 10:30 service, please come inside. Keep your mask on, please. When we come inside, you'll see a couple of these things. Hand sanitizers. Please use them. Wash your hands completely. And then you'll come forward. Our maitre d', or usher, depending on what title we want to use for the day, will be standing in the middle of the atrium near where we have our guest book. You'll be checked off to make sure that your name is on the list for the number of people you've asked for. Please, I know this is hard. We're only doing it at the moment for those who are members and regular attenders. So if you've been worshiping with us online all year long, you're good to go. When you come inside, still wearing your mask, please, and you enter the worship space, you're going to see some things. Number one, the chairs will be a little bit different. Now we're still packed as we have been since last March when we all left worship time and entered into the virtual reality. On Sunday, there will be fewer chairs, only about 30 spread out across the room. You'll be able to sit wherever you'd like, but I ask you, please, keep in mind, wear your mask. You've heard that a couple times from me now. Wear your mask, and you'll keep hearing that. We need to wear masks all the time. In the space, there will be some of us, me up in the front. Chris will be at the piano. The worship team, Joan Jackson and Sue Gibbs, will be behind the piano. Rob, when he is here for his worship service time, and JD, when he is here, will also be in the area somewhere with their guitars plugged in. Christina, Hun, will be over on the other side by the door that leads out into the playground area. She'll be there with her microphone. We also will have our technician sitting back in the corner at the desk, being able to make sure that we are live broadcasting the 10:30 service. So now, with your mask on, you'll find your seat. You'll sit down. Keep your mask on all the time. Sorry about that. It's just the way it works. There will be a moment when you can take your mask off, and I'll explain that in a few minutes. When you come in, please bring your bulletin with you. Either print it off at home or have it electronically on a device, whichever is convenient for you. Family groups are encouraged, obviously, to sit together. But if somebody else joins you, you need to make sure that there are 3 chairs empty between you and the next person. So if you come in and you're not the first person in a row, please make sure you're leaving 3 chairs open for people, for empty space. That's the social distancing that we're really working on. Worship will be as it has been all year long. The single worship service is what will happen at both services. If you want to have communion, and we will have a blessing of the elements on Easter Sunday and every other Sunday afterwards, just as we've been doing for almost the year, please bring your own elements with you. Now, I think there might be some aids, if you will, when you come to worship for communion time. We're trying to secure individual self-serve, so to speak, trays where we will be able to put one of the individual glasses on it. You may be able to come in and take a glass and use that tray to steady your stuff on a chair next to you. That would help in the 3-chair spacing, don't you think? When it comes time for communion, after the elements have been blessed, and your elements are blessed because they are in the room, just as the elements at people's homes are blessed because they are in the room, as I say those words of institution, you will have the opportunity then to take off your mask and commune yourself or whoever else is in your family group. Once you've communed, put your mask back on. You'll notice me putting my mask on and taking it off from time to time. When I preach, I'll take it off. But I will be probably 10 feet away from the nearest person, so that will help. You may notice that the worship team takes their mask off when they sing, but they also will be more than 10 feet away from whoever else is in the room. I don't know about you, but I have a lot of mixed emotions about our return to worship. There's a lot of requirements and conditions placed on us. But there's also the opportunity for us to begin to gather. For those of you who have been vaccinated, thank you. Keep up the good work. Keep yourself safe. But that doesn't mean you can relax here in Shepherd of the Hills and take your mask off as if everything is normal like 2018 and 19 times. The other thing that's important to remember is that the offering plate will not be passed. When you come in, the offering plate will be sitting out there for you to put your offering in. Most likely it'll be in the atrium near where the maitre d' head usher is checking the names on the list. It may be inside the worship space back in by the doors when you come in. I'm going to also ask you to please be careful. When you come into worship, please try not to touch too many things. We will be cleaning the doors and the bathrooms and commonly touched surfaces between the services. But with the better we can keep things clean, the better cleaning will happen between services as well. Again, I'm excited about us returning to worship, and I look forward to seeing you, or at least 30 of you at a time, in worship beginning on Sunday, April 4th. A week from Sunday. Call on Monday, get your name in the book, and let's have a great and wonderful Easter.